from Australia. What's it like being in Amherst, Massachusetts? It's such a long way away.
Yeah, it's definitely different from back home, that's for sure. There's a lot to learn still. Just getting the hang of the surroundings, and here definitely winter was tough. Coming from January where Australia was pretty hot, I think my first week here I was sunburnt and everyone was looking at me, where'd you come from, And so that was definitely something weird, but no, I'm loving it here. I'm loving the people, the whole culture we got going on, and yeah, enjoying my time here for sure.
How about the food here in Amherst? Because we just won 9 straight years of the best dining in the country.
Yeah, the dining halls are unreal. I don't think I've ever seen actual chefs make sushi in front of me in a dining hall. So that's definitely definitely an interest for me. That's for sure. So.
What about being in the environment of SEC last year? I mean, how do you think that's going to help you when you're out here?
Oh yeah, I think just like in terms of like blocking out outside noise, I think that was definitely a lesson for me last year. Even just like in pregame when you've got, you're punting in pregame in front of probably 100,000 people because they all get there early, and just that pressurous environment is definitely something that I got used to, and it's just a key takeaway that I can bring to my game here, and as I said, just block out that outside noise and focus on what I need to do and doing the best job I can.
How excited are you to have your opportunity here to be the guy?
Oh, I'm over the moon. I'm pretty stoked to do what I can for the defense and all these guys. I love all of them, love all the coaches, and I'm excited to get out there and do what I know I can do.
And what led you here? Why'd you end up here?
It's a funny story. I've always watched the NFL. Never really watched college football back home that much. But yeah, one day I was watching it with my brother early hours of Monday morning because that's when all the Sunday night games are. And yeah, we're watching it, and my brother, we see a punt, and he shanks it off the side of his boot, like 30 yards. And my brother turns to me and he goes, "I reckon you could do that." And I'll turn to him, I'm like, "Yeah, I probably could." So from there, it was just like, I don't know, a matter of seeking Pro Kick Australia out, getting a trial with them. They were really confident in me and what I could do, and then from there it was just a training process, getting good film and sending that off, and making the commitment to come over here. So.
And what are your impressions of Coach Castellito?
Oh, I love Coach Kaz. He's one of the most personable coaches I think I've ever had. He's down to earth. He's always willing to learn about because specialist is very honed in on what technique, and it's hard for him coming from being special teams and defensive coordinator at Dartmouth. It was hard for him to really just hone in on specialists, but since he's got here, he's just always been open-minded to what we do, what our personal traits are, how we warm up, every little key detail. He's very focused on the details, and that really helps us as a special teams unit. And I wouldn't change it for the world. So.
Which sports did you play? Did you play soccer and it morphed into football, or were you just not?
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. So I played Australian rules football, which is imagine soccer and rugby put together on a big oval, and we basically grow up just kicking to each other. And I think that's the big difference between Australians and Americans. Americans like to grow up throwing the ball out in the front yard. I grew up with my brother just kicking in the street, just kicking to each other back and forth. And I think that building that muscle memory from a young age just really helped, especially coming over here, and that's pretty much all I do, just punt it. And that muscle memory definitely helps me in pressure scenarios, that's for sure. And yeah.
And I know that there haven't been games and there haven't been people, but what have you learned kicking in that room, on that field?
I think in the summer it's definitely hot weather helps the ball stay up in the air a lot longer. So, but it's definitely different to the bubble. I know the compressed air, it's a bit weird. The compressed air doesn't see the ball fly as far, but out here you can really kind of unleash into the ball. The wind is still something I'm working out, and along with the kickers as well. We're just trying to figure out, some days we're kicking with it, some days it's against. So that's going to be more of a game time sort of mindset that we get into, and we get out there, figure out which kicks are going to be the best with which wind conditions there are either side of the ground. So,
talk just the relationship you have with your snapper.
Oh, Giovanni, he's unreal. Both Giovanni and James, they work their ass off. They're just always wanting to do the most for everyone else. Giovanni especially is one of the best leaders I've ever been around, and he makes long snappers look like true athletes. And it's incredible to be around. I wouldn't yeah, I feel so comfortable in our connection behind the snap. Like I know he's going to be pretty much right at the hip, and it makes my job that much easier with a snapper like that, especially his downfield coverage too. So that takes a bit of pressure off.
Have you given any thought at all about what it's going to be like in 16 days?
Not really. I think there's a big emphasis around like everyone. It's just focusing on the now. You know, we're in a tunnel right now, and you know the light's there, but you know we're still in a working progress, and just getting better each day is the biggest thing I think for us. And you know, just focusing on the now doesn't get your mind taken away from you, and you can just hone in on what you need to do and how to get better each day. So,
talk me a little bit through mentally, like what it's like to the different types of kicks you're doing, and when you're like pinned back in your own end zone versus when you're trying to pin them deep inside the 5.
Yeah, pinning back in the end zone is probably something that like I like to practice often because it is probably the most pressure that a punter is on. But if it's all just comes down to muscle memory at that point, the repetition that we get out in that practice field as well is really helpful. And I think that just building that consistently, like, and the kicks with the kicks changing, it's just like some of the rollouts, like it's just muscle memory at the end of the day. That's what we do back home, you know. But just finding that and just getting yourself into the right like mindset before every kick, no matter what the kick is always like, yeah.
Any plans for celebration when you pin them inside the 5? You're gonna go crazy?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'll leave that to Coach Kaz. I think he's got a few hidden away. I think Coach Anderson has a few, you know, scoring sharks.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see that.
Hidden away. So yeah, that'll be good to see. But no, I'm just focused on what I can do, my job, and yeah, I'll let the team get around because I know that they get around everybody, and yeah, it's just builds confidence, which is.
Are you a
key.
regular punter, or do you use the rugby kick, or do you use both?
I mean, I use both. I think Australians, like, if we come over and we can't use the rugby kick, you know, it'd be a bit, you know, disrespectful to our country. But no, we use both. But like, I'm just here to get, you know, every bit of rep I can get, just with any sort of kick. So yeah, whatever I can get for our defense to make the kick better and set them up in better field position will be, yeah, all I can do.